So right now I will start with the introduction. The Black Sea is a large inland sea located between Europe and Asia. It is surrounded by 6 countries, which is Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, Turkey, Bulgaria, and Romania. The Black Sea play an important role in trade and transportation because it connects several countries to international shipping routes through the Bosporus Straits and the Mediterranean Sea. It is also an important source of fish and other marine resources. One interesting fact about the Black Sea is that its deeper water contain very little oxygen, which make it different from many other sea in the world. Because of its strategic location, the Black Sea has also been important throughout history and remain significant in international policy today.
The Black Sea is a semi-enclosed marginal sea located between southeastern Europe and western Asia. It is bordered by 6 countries: Turkey to the south, Bulgaria and Romania to the west, Ukraine to the north, Russia to the northeast, and Georgia to the east. Connected to the Mediterranean Sea via the Bosphorus Strait, Sea of Marmara, and Dardanelles. This strategic waterway has served as a vital. The Black Sea is a large inland sea located between Eastern Europe and Western Asia, covering approximately 436,000 kilometers. It reaches a maximum depth of 2,212 meters, with an average depth of around 1,253 meters. One of its most distinctive features is its anosmic deep waters, below 150 to 200 meters. The water is almost entirely devoid of oxygen, making it one of the world's largest meromictic basins. The surface salinity is notably low, 17 to 18 ppt, due to freshwater inflow from major rivers. The Black Sea connects to the Mediterranean Sea via the Bosphorus Strait and the Sea of Marmara.
Okay, let's go from to my part is socio-economic overview. The Black Sea support diverse economic activity for the six coastal nation. Fishery target anchovy, spread, and turbot, employing thousands across Turkey, Ukraine, and Russia. Significant offshore oil and gas reserve, particularly near Romania and Bulgaria, drive energy extraction industry. The sea serves as a critical shipping corridor that connecting Eastern Europe to the global market. Coastal agriculture, including vineyard and grain production, sustain millions of residents along its fertile shore. Black Sea Energy Corridor. The Black Sea also play a major role in the energy sector by being an energy corridor that connected several countries in Asia, Middle East, and Europe. For example, like the picture in the slide, the Black Sea is the route for the undersea electrical cable that connect several countries such as Azerbaijan, Georgia, Romania, and Hungary. Okay, that's all from me.
Now, let's look at the people and the environment of the Black Sea. As you can see on this slide, this region has a unique mix of human life and natural ecosystems. First, let's talk about the people. Over 160 million people live in the Black Sea drainage basin. The communities along the coast depend heavily on this sea for their daily lives and income. For generations, small fishing villages across the Turkish, Bulgarian, and Ukrainian shores have relied on the water. They mostly catch fish like anchovy, spread, and turbot to sustain their families. But it's not just small villages. The Black Sea also features major port cities like Odessa, Constanta, and Batumi. These cities act as vital economic hubs that connect 6 different nations to global trade. Away from the ports, The fertile plains nearby support strong agricultural communities. Farmers here grow wheat, sunflowers, and vegetables. On top of that, tourism brings in seasonal income for millions of people every year. Now, let's look at the nature side of the Black Sea, which is low diversity, high abundance ecosystem. So, what does it mean? Basically, the sea is isolated and brackish. Its water has only about half the salinity of normal oceans. Because of this low salt level, it supports fewer overall species compared to the neighboring Mediterranean Sea. However, even though there are fewer types of species, the ones that do live here are found in massive numbers. There is an extremely high concentration of resident species. Because of this, the Black Sea is actually one of the most productive fishing regions in the entire world.
Trade and conservation of Black Sea. This unique ecosystem is currently facing four critical threats. First, pollution from millions of tons of plastic waste, toxic industrial chemical and agricultural runoff that creates oxygen depleted dead zones. Second, overfishing and destructive practice like bottom trawling, which have devastated fish stock and left iconic species critically endangered. Third, climate change and ocean acidification. Rising temperature are disrupting breeding cycle and scientists warn of irreversible ecosystem collapse by 2050. 4. Invasive species such as bomb jellyfish, which have dominated the ecosystem and collapsed native fisheries by over 90%. To counter this, international conservation efforts are underway through the Bucharest Convention, the Black Sea Commission, and the expansion of marine protected areas all six bordering nations.
Conflict of resource in Black Sea. The Black Sea has become an area of resource conflict because several countries compete for access to its valuable natural resource. One major issue is the discovery of offshore gas fields. Countries such as Russia, Ukraine, Romania, and Turkey have interest in exploiting this energy resource. In addition, the Black Sea also supports important fishing industry. Overfishing and competition for fish stocks have created conflict among coastal states. The sea is also a key transportation corridor linking Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, making control of ports and shipping routes economically and strategically important. Therefore, resource conflict in the Black Sea mainly involve competition for energy resources, fisheries, and maritime trade routes, which contribute to political and economic tension among neighboring countries.
Finally, we have reached at the end of our presentation. To conclude, the Black Sea is a unique and very valuable marine region with important physical, ecological, and economic function. It provides resources, support biodiversity, and play a key role in trade and regional development. However, it also faces threats such as pollution, overfishing, climate change, and invasive species. Therefore, conservation efforts and international cooperation are necessary to ensure the sustainable use and protection of the Black Sea. By managing its resources responsibly, we can preserve this important ecosystem for future generations. Thank you.